Possibly the most underrated feature of Sea of Thieves is the ability to essentially stream songs on demand in the game. I think we all take for granted being able to choose our favourite tune on our favourite instrument to taunt our enemies, offer an olive branch, or even just pass the time. But have you ever realised some of the shanties have history and lore in the game? Let's talk about it. I'll be starting with the simplest ones, and I'm sure most of you will know this, but a lot of the shanties in Sea of Thieves are real life songs added into the game. I mean, it makes sense as the Sea of Thieves is set in our world. First up is a launch shanty, Ride of the Valkyries, which was originally composed by Wagner. The ride part is meant to represent 4 of the 8 Valkyrie sisters in Norse mythology meeting on a mountain peak before taking fallen warriors to Valhalla. It's definitely an odd choice for a pirate game that does not really feature anything to do with Vikings or Scandinavia, but you can use this as a battle cry for when you're sailing into some sweaty naval skirmishes. In a similar vein, we have 1812, or known as 1812 Overture in real life. This is a song originally composed by Tchaikovsky, commissioned to celebrate the defeat of Napoleon after the French failed to invade Russia in 1812. Again, it's an odd choice for a pirate game, but the real life version does feature cannons, so that makes sense, I guess. Now that boring history shit is out the way, let's talk about the original shanties composed for the game and how they fit into the lore. The first on our list is Seek the Dead, which was originally created for the Sea of Thieves Alpha and was used in the original Festival of the Damned trailer, but was not playable until Haunted Shores released. I think a fair few people may have missed this completely, as a lot of players who play now probably didn't play during the first Halloween update or Alpha. So there, a spooky shanty that was created originally to be, well, spooky. Up next is the Maiden Voyage, or the main theme for Sea of Thieves. This song was first used in the E3 2015 reveal trailer and was the first piece of Sea of Thieves music we ever heard. I believe it was meant to embody the spirit of the player's first step into the Sea of Thieves and covers the highs and lows of your adventure. We can see this motif repeated in variations of the song in the Maiden Voyage Tall Tale. Now we're going to be looking at some of the songs with some actual lyrics, which, unless you listen to the soundtrack on Spotify, don't judge me, it gets me through work, or have read the Tales from the Sea of Thieves book, you probably didn't know this. Bosun Bill is first on our list, and the lyrics talk of a terrible pirate, Bill, who is always scheming and hatching plans to find treasure, but is so bad at being a pirate, other pirates always foil his plans, steal his treasure, and often kidnap Bill too. He also stumbled upon an ancient chest with a map, but could not convince anyone to sail with him until he managed to get a crew member drunk and agreed to sail with him. He found the treasure vault, a place stacked to the brim with loot, but unfortunately stole too much treasure, resulting in his shitty ship sinking under the weight, ruining him on the island. The lyrics are on screen now and really changes up the song when listened to with lyrics in front of you, so give that a go. Bosun Bill was also featured in the E3 2017 gameplay trailer as part of the main crew. Similarly, Grog Males is another shanty that has hidden lyrics and speaks about a particularly nasty pirate who's committed unspeakable acts against his fellow pirates. The lyrics again are on screen, there's not really much more to it other than the fact we can encounter him as a skeleton in the game. The name is also a play on words of Greg Males, a long-time Rare employee and a creative director for Sea of Thieves. So, moving on now, this is where things get a bit juicier, with Stitcher's Sorrow. Stitcher's Sorrow was revealed to us in the Forsaken Shores trailer, where we see Jim singing this somber tune. The shanty seems to be written by Stitcher Jim, hence the name, and could possibly be talking about what happened to the Forsaken Alliance when discovering the Devil's Roar again. The Devil's Roar seems to have been a treacherous land dating back to the time of the ancients, and the various paintings show they indeed inhabit the area before the land became rough and inhospitable. The final few lines here are the most interesting. Best write to those who they adore, just ask the souls who came before, those poor forgotten sailors. This last bit intrigues me the most, as I don't think he is necessarily talking about the ancients or Forsaken Alliance. I think he may be talking about Captain Flameheart Sr, who was laid to rest in Flintlock Peninsula and his lair is underneath the Devil's Thirst. What I find interesting about the Seabound Soul is that the islands in the journal were charted but not named, so it would appear the Devil's Roar was rediscovered by Grace Marrow after Flameheart had been defeated. I believe then this final line is a reference to the sailors who attempted to defeat the Ashen Dragon, where they were bound in their remains and forgotten forever. Or, stretching it even further, a reference to Flameheart's defeat, sending word to his son of his death, the one who he adores. Since we're on the topic of Flameheart Jr, the song Becalmed was actually composed by his crewmates during a voyage where the wind had disappeared, leaving them becalmed. Essentially, the lyrics detail the struggles of having no wind at sea, including rationing supplies and dreaming of a time when we can set foot on land again. Our penultimate shanty is the ever-popular We Shall Sail Together, the official song of Athena's fortune and the Pirate Lord himself. This was first heard in the E3 2016 cinematic trailer. The lyrics themselves detail a good amount of history of the Athena's Fortune alliance. Cloaked in folds of midnight waters, side by side we sons and daughters. We set forth for no king's orders, but we'll sail together. The midnight waters make a reference to the traditional black colour of Athena's fortune. Side by side references the Pirate Lord's urge for the crews of the Sea of Thieves to work together to truly master the Sea of Thieves. We set forth on no king's orders is a reference to the Pirate Lord being a lord, not a king, who had earned his title through renown and respect, not by birth. It could also mean that the Sea of Thieves is meant to be a place free of empire and colonial rule in the real world. Hold fast, tides are turning, flames roar, fires are burning, we will be returning if we sail together. Hold fast, tides are turning refers to a change, usually when favour or luck shifts, which is contextualised by the next line, flame roars, fires are burning, which references the clash with Captain Flameheart and his eventual defeat before the events of the game. We'll all be returning if we sail together refers to everybody surviving the battle due to working together, not against each other. And the final paragraph, words of warning have been spoken, ancient creatures have awoken, still until our bond is broken. Words of warning have been spoken is a warning about the dangers of the Sea of Thieves. Ancient creatures have awoken refers to the Kraken being awakened by the Pirate Lord in his first few years on the Sea of Thieves. And the last line essentially means there's nothing that cannot be accomplished when working together. I have left the best shanty until last, one because it's my favourite, and two because, well, this is my video, and I'll do what I want. The final shanty is Who Shall Not Be Returning and is definitely the most difficult to interpret. The song is obviously Captain Flameheart's theme, and it's continued proof that the villains always have the best theme songs. First featured in the Seabound Soul, I believed it to be a lamentation of Flameheart's defeat, a flipped version of We Shall Sail Together from Flameheart's followers. I can imagine the song would be played when the Ashen Dragon was sailing to Flameheart's final resting place. Hold fast, tides are turning, and the fire's burning, who shall not be returning? We shall sail together. Once again, the tides are turning against Flameheart and his Ashen followers. The fire's burning refers not to Flameheart himself, but the Ashen Dragon set ablaze as his funeral pyre. Who shall not be returning is not a question, but who can be used to refer to something previously mentioned, in this case, the fire's burning or Flameheart himself. The final line seems to either signify a change in attitude of the followers of Flameheart, or hinting at their defeat at the hands of Athena's fortune. And on one final note, the Seabound Soul is not referring to Pendragon, but to Flameheart himself. He is seabound forever, be it his own choice or not, as a pirate for all eternity. That's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this slightly different video and I hope you learned a little something about the music in the game. If you enjoyed the video and made it this far, please do drop a like and subscribe. I have a great giveaway if I hit 10k and loads more Sea of Thieves content to come, so stick around for that. Thanks again for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.